there's always been just some sort of gravity here that just pulls me towards the Pacific Northwest.
I think that the Glendower Golf complex here is like potentially the coolest we have in disc golf. It's just so epic and so fun, and I hope it comes down to the wire again because that makes it more fun to watch.
I definitely feel like I'm capable at attacking any course that the tour throws at me.
I'm very happy that we get to experience this entire property. This is like one of the most beautiful places you could ever play disc golf in. So it's cool that we get to experience the entire premises here.
For me, it all comes down to confidence. I feel like if I have confidence in my shots, then I probably shoot well.
I'm just happy to be out here. I'm happy to be back in Portland. I like it out here a lot, and I love the trees. There's also a really good energy and vibe on the course that I like, so I'm just happy to be here.
I think the very important thing is a mental. I have quite strong mental, and that mental transfer to my heart, transfer to my body, and I'm ready to fight.
I think last week gave me a lot of confidence that, I am healthy and I'm really getting back to where I want to be, and I feel like I can have a whole half of the season to pick up some wins and just play some great golf, and I think that's where I'm at right now.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into Glendower Golf and Tennis Club here in Portland, Oregon. The 2023 Portland Open, presented by Latitude 64, is about to close with our MPO final round. We're here at Tournament Central. Brian Earhart, Terry Miller. It has been a phenomenal week here, weather-wise, atmosphere-wise. It seems like the players and the spectators are having a great time.
I don't know if there's a better way to gear up for Championship Sunday here. As you just said, the weather. Locals have been telling me throughout the entire weekend that we don't understand just how blessed we've been for this entire West Coast swing. It's not just the 4 days that we've had here this weekend, but you go back to being in Washington, you go back to being at Beaver State Fling. They were saying it at Beaver State Fling. The announcers were literally proclaiming, we're going to have a Beaver State Fling without any rain. And that was just for 3 days. And now you tack on a few more events. Absolutely incredible. And here we are. This is the finish of our first ever Elite Series Plus event. 150% of the points are on the line, bigger payouts, huge galleries. If you're not amped, I don't know what's going to get you there.
Well, I think a player who's super amped to get started is Adam Hammes, our leader by one stroke. 21 under par total. It's been a pretty solid week for him so far. He's really throwing the disc well. He's first place in Circle 1 in regulation, and with that, he's capitalizing on those opportunities. He's 94% Circle 1 putting, and really that's a recipe for success at almost any course out here on tour. He's just looking very poised right now, and I think it's going to be tough to beat him if he can manage the crowds today.
I love the way that he bounced back. It was round number 2 that wasn't great. He bounces back in round number 3. See the string of birdies that he put together to that 10 under. That effort went on to be the hottest round that we've seen out here on the East Course. We'll see if anyone can challenge it out here today, or even Adam Hammes. He'd love to challenge it and put this thing away and pick up yet another event win here on our Elite Series. And what we were most surprised about, maybe at least in round 2 when we saw him, was that he didn't have many Circle 2 connections. Kind of a specialty. We'll see if that changes today.
Well, we heard from him after his round yesterday. 10 under par, fantastic round. Let's hear what he had to say.
I just want to start hot and have a smooth round today. Try to avoid the OB and avoid the bogeys. The bogeys ate me up in round 2, so if I avoid those, it would be a smooth day. I just feel like every shot I stepped up to, I was in full control of. I never really got nervous in any shot, and I executed a lot of them. So, just every time I had the disc in my hand, it felt easy today.
Six in a row on 7 through 12. How crucial of a birdie run is that stretch of the course?
It's crucial. That's, in my opinion, the birdie stretch. With my caddy Austin Turner, we were only, I think, 1 down through 5 because I had the bogey in 5, and then the birdie stretch started, and I was like, all right, let's go. And yeah.
What's it going to take this thing down?
I think the same mentality. Stay away from the bogeys, and if hopefully this can feel as comfortable in my hand as it did today. So looking forward to it.
Well, I think Adam has every bit of what it takes to close out today, but there's a lot of players hoping to do the same and overtake him, one of them being Aaron Gossage. We've talked about him pretty much every day this week, and he's maintained his positioning on the lead card. He's only gone out of bounds one time this entire weekend out of the past 54 holes that he's played. Kind of par for the course, though, for Aaron.
Yeah, so consistent, but as much as I'm saying that right now, I also think it's been a tale of two Aarons between rounds 2 and 3. Round number 2, we saw him really capitalizing on a lot of his C2 looks, looking very good there. Round number 3 didn't connect on anything from circle 2, and so it was somewhat surprising. We were saying that it was his short-range putting that needed the help. He puts the short-range putting together, but not necessarily the long-range putting. If he can do it all today, then he'll be in business. And we see that stretch, and I definitely want to take note of what Adam Hammes was just calling that birdie stretch. Holes 7 through 12 or 7 through 13, we see that Aaron had picked up the eagle on hole number 8. That's where he had a pretty good solid set of his round as well. But keep that in mind today as a viewer. Are they scoring on that stretch, which Adam really seems to like?
And it seems like the start has been really important for a lot of these players. I mean, Aaron had a pretty slow start yesterday. He got the really challenging hole 1, but went completely dry from 2 to 6. And those are some pretty scoreable holes. I think if Aaron just keeps it simple today and he plays his second shots to the side of the green that gives him the least stressful putt, the wind has picked up a little bit. I heard 15 miles an hour, so we'll just have to see how that goes. Again, it's not like he has one of these super spinny, wristy spin putts like someone else in the field would have, so he's going to have to really strategize around these greens to give himself favorable putts. We did catch up with Aaron as well after his round. Let's take a listen.
I definitely was driving well, like I usually do, but especially to begin with, just really struggling to get the putts to fall. I had a lot of opportunities from just outside the circle and just wasn't connecting from distance today. I threw a lot of putts today where into the wind, I was like, hey, just give it a chance, get it up near the chains, see if it goes in, and none of them were quite falling, a few off the chains, a few off the cage, so, and then a little bit of just not quite feeling it exactly. But only missed one in the circle, so I was able to still shoot a decent round with some solid drives. I think the rollers were not the best game plan over in the other course. I think a little later in the afternoon, the wind's been picking up, and it's been throwing off my timing a little bit. So I've just been sticking to throwing my regular air shots, hitting my lines really well. So I think that was a good game plan going into these kind of a little bit windier rounds. Even like a week ago, I was definitely forehand dominant, just trying to throw forehands anytime I had a gap to hit. And this week especially, I felt that just leaning on the backhand. I've been hitting the gaps really well, and it's a really cool feeling because I think it is a better shot in general. So I'm hoping to keep that trend going forward.
Well, it's going to be a great day on the disc golf course for Discraft fans. A third player playing for Team Discraft on the lead card, Corey Ellis. We'll talk about him on the other side of this commercial break.
Hey, I'm Johannes.
Hey, I'm Jonathan.
And today we're going to talk about how to aim. We have some problems with the distance, the timing, and pretty much everything.
This is kind of the ground or the beginning of the throw.
Here we go. So we're going to throw some forehands.
Oh yeah.
Then you just stroke the board and then you push it in the basket.
You should never, ever throw your max on a golf course. What?
Should have brought some snacks.
I got you.
Ah!
I got you. I got you. I got you.
Oh. Karen, do you know where hole 17 is?
I got you!
Is that a compass? Karen, why do you have this?
Ethan, just help me. We gotta get this set up.
Okay.
It's getting dark.
Welcome back. Joined here now by PDGA's Hayden Henry. Hayden, you had to give some pretty emotional interviews today. A lot going on in the FPO division this morning. What did you take in?
Just an incredible finish to the tournament, as we expected and as we probably kind of hoped for, honestly, to see Cy just finish out a stellar week. JK, so inspirational, and then Owen, 10 down, insane. JK and Owen both played a 4-round major about 6 days ago, and they both won. So great to see them come out here to Glendevere, a bigger course. We talked about distance all week, and seriously held their own. Podium finishes.
Well, it was an incredible day here. It feels almost like a major with these 4-round events, with the field being as deep as it is almost every single weekend now in the Disc Golf Pro Tour. But there's so much else going on in the PDGA, so many things happening right now. Try to lay it down for us.
All right, we got a lot going on. So you can get to know the PDGA candidates for the global board right now through June. We'll start voting in July. Major season has arrived. US AMs is next week. We got AMA Junior Worlds coming up, Masters Worlds coming up, and registrations for US Women's, which is later in the fall in North Carolina, that opens tomorrow. So that's always an incredible event. So get signed up. We have women from Junior 5 all the way to MP80. So just an incredible week. So much going on. 7,000 events around the world. You can go play a seats here. You can come play a major. You can do it all.
Young, old, big, small, amateur, professional, come on out and play some competitive disc golf. The PDGA has something for literally everybody. With that said, we are going to jump to a competitor this week, Corey Ellis. Let's listen to him after his round yesterday.
My timing was off a little bit, so I was rotating my body and then my arm would come through. And you guys go watch it again and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I'm just like a little bit of timing issues. I told myself to lead with my elbow, and that definitely helped. And actually I got a text from Schwebby, and he was like, just relax your shoulders. You look tight on the tee, so that helped.
You're only a stroke off the lead in Adam Hammis, who shot a 10 under par. I know 5 is probably okay, but not incredible to your standards. Are you surprised?
Surprised about?
Only being 1 stroke off the lead.
Yes, because I felt like I played like crap. So I'm just going to get off the tee tomorrow and hopefully bring home the win.
Interesting to hear that despite only being a stroke off the lead, he was struggling with his backhand timing yesterday and got a text from Brian Schweberger telling him how to play his game. You have some history with Schwebby. What do you have to say about him and his relationship with Corey?
Well, a few years ago at the USDGC, we saw Brian Schweberger hop on the bag for Corey Ellis. Schwebby didn't qualify or was injured that year, and so he decided to follow around good buddy and help him out, Corey Ellis, and they've had a bond for a couple of years now. And if you want somebody on your bag, Brian Schweberger is on the top of that list. Not only does he have 328,000 wins or whatever it is now. Actually, I think it's in the 360s, 350s, 360s. He's got a ton of wins, a ton of experience. And then when you have a good friend like that he can actually share, be open and honest with, and say, hey, I'm watching live coverage. Here's what I'm seeing. And the fact that he then would be comfortable enough to share that with him and to send it to him, I think is incredible. It says so much about their relationship. Somebody may see that at home and be like, oh, looks like, something's happening, and they keep it to themselves. Well, they're open enough. They have that relationship, that bond, that it looks like it certainly paid off for Corey.
Well, and I also think it shows some maturity that Corey can see a message like that during a disc golf round and have it not derail him, and I think it goes to show you that he is trying his absolute hardest to stay focused in this moment. He has had some points on the Disc Golf Pro Tour where everybody thought he was going to take down a victory. He's been so close. D-Glow against Calvin Heimberg, MVP Open against Simon Lizotte. He was literally 1 upshot away from victory. Corey has the full package, and I mean full package. And if he just condenses that huge skill set that he has into a simple game plan, I mean, he could easily overtake Adam Hammis.
Well, and what I would like to see out of Corey Ellis, I think that could lead to some success today. He has to get out of the gate clean. Round number 2, he came out, he had a double bogey to open his round. He then put together 4 birdies in a row to negate that. But then you see in round number 3, as you're looking at the scorecard, the bogey on hole 2, the double on hole 3. Again, just kind of burying himself right off the bat. And I give him a ton of credit for fighting back from that. But just think, if he could get out of the gates nice and clean, then it could be a different story that he could write here for this championship Sunday.
Well, we have to talk about another player on this card that jumped up into the lead card, James Proctor. I think James has been playing great disc golf all season, and when you listen to him speak, you hear the confidence that he's had all along, but finally he's been put in the position by obviously himself, but also his sponsors taking a chance on him to play at this high level consistently, and it's been a joy to watch.
It has been, and I will say the one thing we've noticed, and I hope he can't hear me, but he hasn't played great on camera. He's put himself into these positions a few times. I go all the way back to the beginning of the season. I think of the Las Vegas Challenge. He was there. We had him on a lead card, and he just kind of didn't step up to the rise to the occasion. There's been one or two other instances where we've seen him work hard to get there, but then when he was on that lead card, you know, on our feature card coverage, it just didn't pay off. So I'm hoping today, again, that he can come out clean and have a really good round.
Well, I think him, alongside so many other players, we just talked about Corey Ellis, are just chomping at the bit, waiting for that weekend where everything finally comes together and they do get to that tense moment again and they can push through and secure a victory. Listen to Proctor as well after his round. Let's hear what he had to say.
You know, I kept the drives clean. I wasn't too confident, honestly, going into this side of the course. I didn't play well last year, so I just tried to simplify everything, keep the disc in bounds, just get looks at birdie no matter how far they were from. The 4-rounder, it's so much golf, and you really can't be thinking about that too much until Sunday. And you know, we had 36 holes left to go this morning, so I was just trying to lay down another solid round and stay in the hunt. That's all. It'll probably take a hot one, you know, with so many talented players at the top, someone's going to pop off. So, you know, I haven't looked at the scores, but I'm imagining if someone can get near double digits, 10, 11, that'll probably do it. But yeah, we'll see.
Well, not only are the lead card competitors fighting for the victory, we have quite a few players on the chase card looking to do the same thing. We'll talk about them after the break. Double G Craft Jerky has been a favorite of mine for years. The unique flavors and delicious taste make it the perfect snack. Every bag of Double G Jerky sold contributes to the Double G Children's Foundation, which helps support youth disc golf. Visit doublegjerky.com and use coupon code DGPT on your order to get a free 1-ounce bag of jerky with your order.
This is Latitude 64. We handle the smallest of grains with the greatest of passion. Always trying to improve, trying to be better, out of curiosity, excitement, out of thrill, for the player, for the game. Because we want to make disc golf awesome for you.
What makes the Halal Guys so deliciously different? You might have heard of our famously long cart lines that NYC fans happily stand in. Today, with over 100 plus restaurants across the globe, we are your place to experience authentic American halal. Enjoy our delicious falafel, Euro sandwich, platters, and sides topped with our famously flavorful white and hot sauces. Order online today and taste how we make different so delicious. The Halal Guys, bringing something deliciously different to the table.
Welcome back. In theory, it shouldn't matter who is playing alongside of you on your disc golf cart. Everyone says it's me versus the course. But when you're playing with one of your best friends on one of the biggest stages that our sport has to offer, it has to be feeling like a superpower. Isaac Robinson, Alden Harris, 18 under par total, 3 off the lead. Both have an opportunity to take down a victory here at this Elite Plus event. Do you believe the same thing, Terry?
Yeah, there's a certain amount of, as you just said, comfort that can go with it. Heck, we were just talking moments ago about Corey Ellis getting a text from a caddy that's literally on the other side of the country. So there is, if there's some of that trust and how comfortable you can feel with some of your other players, friends, you know, it's an interesting line where they draw it as to we're a competitor versus we're just a friend out here playing around a golf. And I love watching that camaraderie. I love watching that interaction among all of our players. And I think that'll probably help out our competitors here on this chase card.
Well, and you talk to players in general after they win a tournament, they always seem to say, I want the tournament to end on something exciting. I want all of us to play our best golf. So I think it's obvious that you're going to want to push your competitors to be better, hoping that they'll push you back to do the same thing. So it's awesome to see that two best buds and who've been traveling all year together, having a lot of success, are also playing, hunting down a victory. They're very close to it. But I will say, there are a couple other players that shot extremely hot yesterday that can also do the same thing if they shoot hot. AB and Ezra Aderhold both shot 9 under par yesterday, hot rounds going into, or almost hot round going into the final.
Yeah, and thinking about Adam, their good friend, shooting that 10 under, the course record. So it certainly could be done if they could carry some of that momentum into today's round. I would pay for the ribbing that would go back and forth if somehow AB could catch up to Adam Hammes. Maybe they even go into a playoff or make it a really close battle between the two of them, because I think that would be some very good entertainment between those two. But you just saw the graphic a moment ago. Chase card champions have happened a number of times here. I think that speaks to the level of competitiveness and where we're at within the Disc Golf Pro Tour. There's no lead that really feels safe out here. And even if you rewind to the FPO division a few hours ago, you really want to say, well, Kristen Tatar has a 6-stroke lead. She made it interesting. Sayananda made it interesting. Owen Scoggins made it interesting. So it was great to see that this afternoon. Will we see some parity? Will we see some of those challenges? Well, we know Adam Hammes wants a nice, comfortable lead, but they're going to be pushing for him.
I mean, we have to just also note Gannon Burr shot +1 in the first round, and here he is right in the mix. Anything can happen out here. We have yet to see someone shoot well into the double digits out here. You talk to all the players throughout the week, and they seem to think that the East course can be shredded. The wind has picked up a little bit, so it is, like we said yesterday, kind of taking away the original game plan of some of the players, including Gossage. Roller's not necessarily is playing much today.
No, and we heard numbers 8 to 11 under, I think, even at one point. So the fact that 10 under was the hottest, and then we saw then a couple of 9s, I don't know how easy it will be to get past that number. You're going to need to make all of your looks from Circle 2, or at least connect on a few of those bonuses. And then, as always, you have to be putting well from inside Circle 1, because if you're not, there's 3 or 4 guys that are just a couple of strokes behind you, and things can switch up real quick. There's plenty of out of bounds out there. So when I think how they're trying to close out, even hole 18, you need a good tee shot that could easily go out of bounds. You need a good second shot. Then you need to make a putt in front of the gallery to an elevated basket. There's a lot of things that will factor in as we try to close out this tournament.
Well, I believe there's around 2,000 spectator passes sold to accommodate people out here at Glendevere. So like Kristen Tatar said this morning, this is entertainment. People are coming here to be entertained. It's time for the players to put on a show. It's going to be a great day. We're going to take one more commercial break. We'll see you on the other side.
Hey, Jonathan, catch. Huh?
Jonathan, we're getting an anomalous critical failure on your suit. Could you please confirm status?
Sorry, man.
My name is Garrett Gerthy, and I'm the founder of Double G Craft Jerky.
I love the fact that it's resealable. I can just get a little bit, keep my energy levels up, but not eat like a half of a meal in the middle of my round.
My favorite bag is the smashed cracked pepper. That's my perfect salty snack.
This is my go-to, the Sexton sweet and spicy. If this bag gets open, there's no need for the seal, because I'm gonna eat it all.
Welcome back. We have to say, a streak in disc golf that I don't know will ever be broken again is over 264 events. Nate Sexton's cash streak is officially over here at the Portland Open. You've had a great relationship with Nate Sexton over the years. You've worked with him. You've had to commentate on him when he's playing well. What do you have to say about this?
Well, he knows that it's been in jeopardy as of late, and when I saw him after round number 2, I was walking past him coming to do a Tournament Central, and he said, I don't know, Terry, I think they finally built a course that will break me. And so even though he pushed through yesterday, couldn't get it done, couldn't make the cash. And Nate Sexton, as we take a look at a few of the details here, 15 years and 82 days in 28 states and 7 countries. It began in May of 2005 at the Beaver State Fling and then ended maybe coincidentally here in Portland as well. So wow, and here's a post that he made on Instagram yesterday talking about it, saying how he was 22 years old when he started this streak, and he's 38 as it finishes. Just the idea of finishing in the top 40%, as he goes on to say, is just incredible. The consistency, he is that really through and through with his life. He's through that with his commentary, with his demeanor, his tone, the way he addresses everyone and works with everyone. That's the Nate Sexton you see on the course and off the course. It's been just truly a hell of a run, Nate, that I don't think will ever be touched. There's no way for anyone to do what he's done. So congratulations. Of course, we're all sorry to see it end in the way that it did. Like I said, at least it was here in Oregon where it all began. Congratulations on an incredible run. Nate, no one thinks any less of you. I promise you that. Plus, somebody could just buy a few extra Firebirds. We'll make up for that cash for you.
I'm sure he'll be just fine. 122 majors, Elite Series, Silver Series, and Tour Championships in a row. Unbelievable streak. For Tournament Central, I'm Brian Earhart. Terry Miller, we're wrapping up. Let's get out there for the final round of the MPO division.
Flight's ready.
This is the new
up to ice orbit. Look
at this
very nice thing.
King-a-ling.